Hi everyone, it's Stacy from PeonyLaneDesigns.com. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, click the little blue button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. It's my birthday. Not when you see the video, but today while I'm recording this, it's my birthday and I just spent a lovely morning with my daughter driving around to Sephora and Ulta and all the places that give you little perks for your birthday, and we had a little fun. And it was fun to just spend some time with Miss Victoria. But yeah, that's my birthday and I stopped at a garage sale this morning. So I had to go get a real ID. Can I tell you what a racket this is? I promise we'll get through the story quickly. I know I tend to share too much, but there's good stuff here. You'll want to see it, but just listen. So I misplaced my birth certificate. That's the first thing you should know. I know I have one because I got a passport, right? The passport's expired, so I can't use that, but I had to find a passport, or I had to get a birth certificate. So I had to go to the courthouse to buy a new birth certificate so that I could get the real ID. And I said to them, what do I give you so that you'll give me a certified birth certificate? I just need your driver's license. This driver's license that's not a real ID is what I need to get the Holy Grail document to get the real ID. Yep. That makes perfect sense. It just makes perfect sense. And if I had forgotten to go get my birth certificate today, I would have had to get my license renewed, gone back to the courthouse, paid $26 for a new birth certificate, and then gone back and paid for a real ID. So they would have got me 3 times if I hadn't gone today, because today my license expires today. So I had to get it done. And otherwise, you can't get the birth certificate with an expired ID. See how this is like a racket? They got a racket going. Anyway, when I was leaving the courthouse, there's this sign down this country road I'd never been down, and I went, oh, I'm going to go. Garage sale today. Turns out it was a woman who used to run tea parties. Like, she used to host tea parties. When I pulled up, I didn't know that. When I pulled up, have you ever seen a house you could smell just by looking at it? That was this house. And I was not disappointed. There was an odor. But I was outside looking at the stuff, and I'm like really disappointed because it was kind of garbage. And then she said there's stuff inside too. That's where all the tea party stuff was. And I've specifically been looking for stuff to load my Etsy store for Q4. So these are all go on Etsy except this first piece. So I bought this. I didn't want this, but I broke it. So there's a big chip there, and I broke the handle off by accident. I didn't see this when I set my box down, and I broke this, so I paid $6 for this. And they were lovely about it. And they said, no, you don't have to pay for it. You don't. I said, absolutely I do. Because I hate when people come into our store and break things and then don't even offer to pay. It's like, you got to pay for that stuff. You know, she shouldn't be out $6 because I was careless. And I mean, it was me being careless. It was not, that was not placed in a place where it should have been broken. She had done her due diligence. I did not. That was on me. But I got this. Oh, look at this. This is all tea stuff. So this lovely little teacup is from HMS Royal Hanover, Bavaria, Germany. So this will get listed. I didn't look any of these up while I was there. I just went a little nutty because they were only $3 a piece. So I had 20 bucks on me. And I went, okay, I'm gonna get some stuff. And if I hadn't had to buy that, I would have got a few more teacups. But again, my fault, not theirs. This is another Royal HMS Royal Hanover piece. Look at this. It's so pretty. And then look, these are all in perfect condition. So there were some where the gold was rubbed off, and there was a couple that had chips on the saucers, but I didn't pick those up. So all of the ones that I got are in excellent condition. $3 for the cups and saucers. There's more. Hang on, there's more. Oh, this one's so pretty. It is Royal Standard Fine Bone China. It is numbered on the bottom. Numbered, but look at this. It's so pretty. It's just so gorgeous. And then it is numbered on the bottom of that. So Royal Standard Fine China. I've never heard of Royal Standard. I'm not a fine china person. I do sell teacups and saucers on my Etsy site, and I've done really well with them. I found some fun pieces at garage sales, and this will be another experiment in whether or not I have an eye for this. I don't know, but I wouldn't put this stuff in my store. I mean, it doesn't bring me enough in store, but online. This one I kind of already know is going to do well. It is Royal Albert Fine Bone China. I had something similar to this in the past, and I do know that the Royal Albert teacups do really well. Look at the cobalt blue on there. That's just gorgeous. Cobalt blue with the gold trim. Love this. That's not numbered. I thought a couple of them were numbered. But then to go with this one, for my $3 purchase, hang on, there's another piece that goes with this. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Hang on. It's hidden. There it is. It came with a lovely little sugar dish. So apparently this would be like the sugar cubes or the sugar packets or whatever, but it matches the teacup and saucer, so that will go with it when I list it because they should stay together. And there was this lovely woman from India who was there, and she was like, "Oh, and you'd put the sugar cubes in here," and I was like, "Sugar cubes? How fancy!" She was laughing, and she's like, "Oh, yes, you need sugar cubes if you're gonna have tea," and I'm like, "So fancy! I wouldn't even pick up a sugar cube." I'd be like, I can't pick that up. And I got one more set here. And this was a 3-piece set as well, not with the sugar bowl. But I fell in love with it because it has white roses on it, and it is Staffordshire Fine Bone China. Look at the blue with the white rose. And then it had, with it, the cup and saucer. A beautiful rose Staffordshire. I do know that Staffordshire is a nice brand. So I know Royal Albert, I know Staffordshire China. But that's it. That's all I got on this trip. And I'm like, I can't wait to get to listing. All of it has to be washed. When I tell you I could smell that house from the outside, I can smell that house from the outside. The house had been well loved. So it was an estate sale. I don't know, like, if she brought her tea party stuff in, because she said she hosted tea parties professionally, and then, what a cool job. And then she did a few events because I asked her if she did weddings, because there were like, there was a vintage wedding gown there, but I couldn't touch it. I only had $20. I asked her if she did weddings, and she said only for my church. So she had like this stuff that was like wedding stuff. But upstairs, like, the house had been like an estate sale. You know what I mean? Where they kind of pull everything into the living room, and then the bedrooms have everything on the bed and stuff like that. So I don't know if, like, she just brought her tea stuff there to sell because somebody had passed away and she thought it was a good opportunity, because the tea stuff wasn't priced like the estate sale stuff was. I don't know. It was just really odd. And they called it a garage sale, not an estate sale. So I'm wondering if they had an estate sale and then they wanted to get rid of the remaining stuff, so she brought her stuff in too. I don't know. It feels like that because everything that wasn't the tea party stuff seemed like stuff that wouldn't sell at an estate sale, if that makes sense. If you've been to estate sales on the last day, you kind of know. Like, the crusty tools that aren't really the tools that sell, and like the I don't know. There's a lot of cigarette stained stuff, and the linens that nobody wants from the 70s that were like all wore out, like old towels that are all wore out. And anyway, it looked like the end of an estate sale, except they had it set up as a garage sale, but you could go through the whole house. The house itself was cute if it was updated and cleaned. The smell of cigarettes was so strong. Like, I saw it and I was like, oh, do I want to go in? Because, like, I looked through the door and everything had a dingy color to it. Like the walls. Our first house that we bought was a smoker's house. So it's like, it brought back horrible memories of cleaning those walls, y'all. Just horrible memories. Anyway, that's it. That's my tea party extravaganza. Like, I got some fun pieces, so I'm going to go get them cleaned up, and hopefully, I think at $3 a piece, I'm going to make money, even if I brought them in to pick it. Like, if I picked one that wasn't a big seller online, but if I put a few bucks on it and brought it in to pick it, I could do well, so hopefully that's the game, right? Like, we don't know what's going to sell or what's not. I do know that my Etsy store is now starting to see more sales now that I'm listing more. That seems to be the key, which is difficult because if I'm not selling, it's hard to list because it costs money to list. And I really hate that they charge you multiple listing fees. So if you're not on Etsy and you're thinking about selling online, Etsy charges you a listing fee, and then 3 months later it renews. So they get you for 80 cents a year for each piece you have listed, basically. And I'm like, after a few years, like if something's been on there longer than a year, you have to start taking that into account, how long it's been there. Like, am I going to make money on this piece if it sells? So I kind of start culling some things out and putting some new pieces in. So hopefully I get my online sales up, because we know my last month at Picket was a real bummer. So anyway, that's it for me, you guys. Thanks for watching. Happy junkin'. Bye.
Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more junkin' videos.